Movies are dreams that you never forget.
So The Fabelmans opens with our Steven Spielberg surrogate seeing his first film in theaters and falling in love with the cinema. Can you pinpoint that moment in your own lives?
I think for me it's Sound of Music. I think it's something that we watched over and over in my childhood. This was like the first piece of cinema that I ever really saw.
I remember going to the theater as a kid in New York and just the lights going down and the curtain opening and just that feeling. And then weirdly, like the first real like actor crushes that I had were Jim Carrey and Jack Nicholson and what their work meant to me.
I think for me it was more of an aggregate effect. My parents just loved movies, and I always grew up watching tons of movies. My parents loved action movies. I remember seeing Under Siege and Lethal Weapon 2 in a theater at a very young age. And the comedies, they really loved R-rated comedies. John Landis, Harold Ramis, Ivan Reitman movies. I watched a lot of those growing up. So yeah, that's what shaped me.
You can't just love something, you also have to take care of it.
It's more important than your hobby.
Can you stop calling it a hobby?
Went to the movies a lot, of course, when we were kids. And what I saw other actors do had an effect on me as to whether I believed them or not, how much I believed them or not. I didn't say I would want to be one of them. What I said was, what did that make you feel? Well, is he funny? Or oh, well, hey, remember when he died? Oh, so you were a kid. So you took the experience there, and you walked out of the theater and you went, and you couldn't speak. Movies changed you while you watched them. And you walked out, you had to go back to your life. So I knew there was something in this stuff that hits the inside of you.
Right.
That's the last time I thought of that. And then I became an engineer. All right?
Family, art, it'll tear you in two.
You're obviously on the set, you're recreating some of his films with him, some of the childhood films that he made. Were there any tips or anything that you picked up about, camera placement or cutting things together?
I've always wanted to write and direct, and being on this only just makes me want to do it more. But I learned how to use 8mm cameras, and I was sent old cameras from the 50s and the 60s with film, and I learned a lot about that, and editing machines, and how to cut and splice by hand, and projectors, and how to load and unload it, and to make it look like you know how to do it. And after doing that, you realize how laborious making a movie back then was, and the fact that he started at 6 doing that. And there's a sense of pride of being able to build something that not many other people know how to do. And so that was just really cool to watch. If we're blocking a scene that I'm filming the family, and he's like, all right, Sammy, go get a good shot over there. And he points me to wherever I go, and I get to my mark, and everybody's over there, and I lift up the camera and look through, and I'm like, that's an amazing shot. like that really is. And I would call people over, and I'm like, look at this, look at this. Just the fact that he said, there will be a good shot over there if you look at us from where you will be, and it is. That's just cool to experience.
What kind of movie are we gonna make?